Starting from April 2021, Russia started building up troops near Ukrainian border in northeast side and in occupied Crimea. Russian troops also moved to the Belarus and started a massive military exercise with Belarus, thus positioning themselves in the north of Ukraine, encircling it from three sides. Western intelligence satellite picked up the Russian troops build-up around Ukraine, and its leaders stated to predict a possible Russian invasion of Ukraine.
This morning, and this is a very dangerous moment.
Stoking fears of an invasion.
More than 2,000 troops, according to American intelligence, sent within the 24 hours.
American citizens should leave now.
Russian president did declare war on Ukraine on 24th February 2022 and ordered the Russian troops to move into Ukraine to capture different cities. After Putin's announcement, explosions were heard in multiple Ukrainian cities from early morning. Ukrainian President Zelensky vowed to defend his country with whatever resource available at his disposal. So why did Russia attack Ukraine? The answer lies in two possible explanations. The first and arguably the most important one is the NATO encirclement of Russia. When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, it was divided into multiple countries like Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, Baltic states and other Central Asian countries. These countries were buffer states between Russia and NATO, which is a military alliance led by US against former Soviet republics. There was an understanding that NATO would not move eastwards towards Russia. However, from 2004 onwards, NATO started its expansion eastward towards Russia by including Romania, Poland, Yugoslavia, Latvia and other former Soviet republics except Belarus, Ukraine and Georgia. In 2008 there was an attempt to include Georgia also. However, due to direct intervention of Russia, the plan could not materialize. In 2014, there was a West-supported revolution in Ukraine called Maidan Revolution, which overthrew a pro-Russian President Viktor Yanukovych and installed a pro-West president in Ukraine. Successive presidents like Petro Poroshenko and current President Vladimir Zelensky followed pro-West policies, which creates insecurities in Russia. Ukraine also tried for NATO membership, which is under consideration. From 2014 onwards, the Ukrainian army is its main port. Sevastopol is the only warm water port which remained open throughout the year in Russia and home to the Russian Black Sea Fleet. In pre-2014 period, the port was leased to Russia by Ukraine for a longer period. Since the Ukraine started to lean towards NATO and US in particular, maintaining Black Sea Fleet would be problematic for Russia. Sevastopol port also support the Russian operation and its forces in Syria, and it is the main logistic hub. Before ordering invasion of Ukraine, President Putin recognized the two separate regions of eastern Ukraine and granted separate state status for them. Russian forces will try to connect these two regions to Crimea during their current offensive inside Ukraine. The second obvious reason is to control over the generation and distribution of natural gas. This is a tussle between Russia, US and European Union, as state of Ukraine is only a scapegoat in great battle. As per estimate, Russia is the world's second largest producer of crude oil after Saudi Arabia and has world's largest proven reserves of natural gas. However, the Russian oil fields and gas pumping stations lies in north in the Siberian region, and the consumers are situated in the west, like Germany, France and Western Europe in particular. Income from oil and gas constitute a whopping 30% of the overall GDP of Russia, and Western Europe, Germany in particular, is totally dependent on Russian gas for energy generation and heating during winter. The Russian gas from Siberia flow through a large network of pipes and boosting stations which passes through Ukraine and Belarus starting from Soviet Union times. Ukraine gets a revenue of $7 billion from the gas transportation network annually. Russia is contractually obliged to maintain a 80% of supply of gas throughout the year. To diversify the gas supply network and to bypass the gas network of Ukraine, Russia laid a new gas pipeline known as Nord Stream under Baltic Sea, direct to Germany. The pipeline started operation in 2011, delivering 35% of the total Russian gas to Germany. Russia started to build new pipeline known as Nord Stream 2, parallel to the existing Nord Stream pipeline, which is completed in 2021. To maintain a control over gas supply network in Ukrainian territories and to sell own LNG-based gas to the European countries, US started to block the construction of Nord Stream 2 pipeline project by announcing different sanctions against the constructing companies. Initially, Germany was a vocal advocate for Nord Stream 2 network, but US pressure creates a disagreements in Germany for this project. In 2012, there were major discovery of natural gas reserves in and around exclusive economic zones of Crimean Peninsula. With exploration of these gas reserves, Ukraine could have a major supplier of natural gas to the European Union and challenge Russian supremacy as an oil and natural gas supplier. This would have paved way for European Union membership and NATO membership of Ukraine. When Viktor Yanukovych was in power, Russia had not worried about these natural gas reserves in Ukraine. When pro-Western president comes to power and started giving natural gas exploration rights to Western companies like Shell and Nexen, Russia woke up to the reality and captured Crimea in 2014 during chaotic conditions in Ukraine. After capturing Crimea, Russia not only deprived Ukraine its 80% of the exclusive economic zone but also apprehend many natural gas drilling platforms in the Crimean Peninsula. To legitimize its control over Crimea, Russia has put forward a condition for ceasefire that Ukraine should acknowledge its rights over Crimea. During its military campaign in Ukraine, Russian Black Sea Fleet military engineers blows up a dam in northern part of Crimea which block fresh water supply to Crimean Peninsula. The dam was built by Ukraine to block fresh water supply to Crimea when it is captured by Russia. The canal was built by former USSR to bring fresh water supply from Dnipro River. As per experts, another major objective of Russian campaign in Ukraine is to destroy its military-industrial complex. As per the war news pouring in, major Russian attack through bombardment is in cities like Kharkiv, Hostomel Air Base and Mykolaiv, the military-industrial hub of Ukraine. After disintegration of Soviet Union, Ukraine inherited some of the best Soviet military-industrial complex such as Antonov Design Bureau, Kharkiv Tank Factory, Zorya marine engine complex and high-end Soviet-era military technology. Some unfinished ships like aircraft carriers are also inherited by Ukraine. These were later sold to different countries without giving any royalty to Russia. Countries like China, Israel, and Pakistan bought missile technology and military hardware from Ukraine and developed their own systems. This action of Ukraine caused a major loss of foreign currency to Russia. Ukraine became a major hub of proliferation of military hardware and technology worldwide. China even bought unfinished ships from Ukraine and developed them into aircraft carriers. War has been waged in Ukraine by Russia for the last 16 days, and the real sufferer are the Ukrainian civilians. As per our understanding, Ukraine is a scapegoat in the real war between US and Russia to gain upper hand in geopolitics and world economic sphere. It is interesting to see the endgame of Putin and US in particular with respect to Ukrainian state.